Welcome back to the Dually Pace Truck Build. Today we're going to do a final polish on the paint, and we're going to throw on those 22-inch Alcoas from Lowboy Motorsports. But let's get right in to polishing the paint. I wanted to get the truck clean before I started the polishing process, so I busted out my foam cannon and washed the truck with the 2-bucket wash method. I have a water deionizer hooked up to my pressure washer so I could do a spotless wash, and it is perfect for this black paint. Got the dually in the garage so the paint can cool down so we can start this paint correction. Here's what I settled on to do the paint correction. I wanted to work with this 3D two-step process. This stuff works really, really well. I got some smaller bottles to try it out, and it's probably some of the best compound and polish that I've used. They also have this one-step product right here. If you have light swirl marks, you can just hit it one time. And I'm telling you, these products I've been so super impressed with. Just got our regular 6-inch foam pads. I do have a microfiber pad for heavier stuff, depending on what we get into. I have my Porter Cable DA, and then a stack of microfiber towels. So let's see what we got to do to correct this paint. I did a couple of test spots, and the random orbit polisher wasn't enough to cut through some of those sanding marks on the paint. So I had to bust out the rotary with a green medium cut foam pad and work the paint to get rid of those heavier scratches. Once the heavy lifting was done, I could then move on to the random orbit polisher, and I used the step 1 cutting compound with this yellow pad. That was able to break up the marks from the rotary, and I was able to refine the paint a little more. Now keep in mind, I'm not a professional detailer. This was just the method that I used to get the results that I wanted. I used the step 1 compound again on an orange pad to help further refine the marks from the yellow pad. And then I moved on to the final polish on a white pad and got some really, really nice results. I am by no means a professional detailer, but man, did this come out so clean. I got it about 90% there. Again, since I'm not a pro and I didn't want to spend an entire week polishing this thing because it's so big, I just decided that we're gonna take it to the decal shop as is, because I'll probably have to go over it once more. But in my eyes, this is ready to go. Now let me show you guys the wheels we're gonna put on this dually. Hang on one second. Look at these bad boys from Lowboy Motorsports. These are a true 10-lug wheel. It starts out its life as a 22.5-inch semi-truck rim. Lowboy Motorsports mills them down to 22 so it'll accept a street tire. And in the rear, they have a flat face dually wheel, which puts the rear wheels really close together, and it'll tuck that rear fender without making any modifications. I did a test fit on the front, and I have not put the dually wheels on the back yet, but I cannot wait to throw these wheels on this truck, and we're gonna do it right now. And this is how we're gonna make it happen. This is a massive piece of steel. I swear this thing weighs 50 or 60 pounds. Set that down right there. Anyway, it has an 8-lug bolt pattern in the center, and that's what's gonna let us put on our 10-lug semi-truck wheels. Now you can pick up 22-inch Alcoa semi-truck wheels that have an 8-lug pattern, but I really wanted to stick with a true 10-lug. So let's go ahead and get started throwing these wheels on this truck. This thing weighs almost as much as that other wheel does. There we go. So these Alcoa wheels are hub centric. So you see here, this hub fits perfectly inside this opening. And we have a lip right here that's gonna accept the new tire. Okay, so now we need to make sure our wheel is on the new hub. There she is. Go ahead and get one started here. There goes my other socket down the driveway. Go get that real quick. It's a lot of lug nuts. I think what I'm gonna have to do when traveling with this truck is I'm gonna have to bring this 1/2-inch drive impact. There's no way. Well, I could do a roadside repair or tire change, but I don't want to. Okay. Factory torque specs call for 140 foot-pounds. So we're gonna torque the inners to that, and we'll torque these to the same. Now to finish it off, we're gonna throw on a set of these caps. This. There's no directions. So I'm just making it up as I go. Well, I don't like that because you can see it. You know, it comes with this plastic piece. Let me know in the comments below if you run this or if you don't run it, because I could see a little bit of the lip on the outside edge, and I don't really like that. So for now, I'm gonna skip that. And now I'm gonna start putting on these lugs. Well, that is a significant upgrade over the original wheels on the truck. I'm gonna hop on the other side, knock that out real quick, and I'll meet you guys in the back. So the rear should be the same as the front, just, you know, with more tires. So I think the only difference between the rear and front adapter is that this lip for the hub for the wheel is a little deeper, because you're gonna have two wheels back here instead of one. So you could order different types of cuts. You could have cuts, you could have a big hole cut like this, but this is the inner wheel on the rear. And I think it's bigger because it won't interfere with the hole in the front. So once everything's lined up, you'll have a bigger hole in the back so you could see through it better. I don't know. But you could get like slotted cuts, you could get all kinds of different stuff done. I just went with the OG kind of uncut wheel because I just wanted a clean look. I just wanted a like stock clean look. Well, as stock as you can be with 22-inch 10 lug wheels, right? A little tighter than I thought it was gonna be. What's going on? So they did mill the interface of this to accept the wheel on the adapter. So let's slowly walk this on. Yeah, I don't think this is coming off. So you see how these holes are smaller than these holes? Yeah. I think it's for aesthetic purposes. I want to get these valve stems in the same spot, so I think it's right here. It is. Yep, and that's why they cut those holes the way they do. There it goes. It's all making sense now. Do not drop a lug nut on this one because you're gonna damage your wheel if you do. All right, let's set her down and see if it's gonna clear that fender, because it doesn't look like it. Wow, it seems really close. Bro, you talk about close. I don't hear anything rubbing. Yo, that's super close. All right, let's get this off here. Start getting a look at this wheel. Just got the rears on the other side, and that wraps up our Lowboy Motorsports 22-inch Alcoa install. Let me take you guys in the back here and show you why they do the bigger cutouts on the inner wheel. So if you look, you can see that bigger cutout lets you see all the way through. If you had the smaller cutout, you probably have some material right here and you wouldn't be able to see all the way through, but that is looking nice. Let's go around to the other side. Yes, she is thick. Let's hop in this beast, take it around the block and see if we got any rubbish. Got the engine all dialed in. I don't know if I talked to you guys about this yet. Let's get this AC going. There we go. Ended up being a cooling temperature sensor for the ECU. It wasn't properly reading the coolant temp, so it was making the truck run a little rough. Actually, I'm gonna go the other way. No rubbish there. Cranking it pretty hard. Got a couple bumps coming up here. Also got my new rear view mirror installed. This truck is coming together. We only got a week or so before the power tour, waiting to get in touch with the decal shop so we can wrap up this truck. I am ready for this one to be done. Tight squeeze. Just got off the phone with a window tint shop on this test drive. So I'm gonna meet up with Orion in 2 days, so Wednesday this week, and he's gonna do the graphics install. He had to make the stripes that go down the side of the truck. Nobody makes them, so he had to design them based on the renderings we had done by Rendered Rides, and hopefully we'll be able to get it done. I have confidence in him. He's been doing this a very long time, and he knows what he's doing. So we're gonna get the windows tinted, we're gonna get the decals put on, and then we'll get it back and put on our finishing touch for the interior. So you guys hang tight. This test drive's going very well, no rubbish, nothing like that. If anything else happens, I'll tune you guys in. But if not, I'll catch up with you at the window tint shop. All right, so I spoke too soon. I went over a pretty big bump and I heard it rub pretty good. So let's flip this around and show you guys. Yeah, got some definite rubbish there. It caught the fender a little bit too and pulled it down. I'm gonna have to roll it. Didn't want to, but luckily the damage isn't too bad on the tire. You're really not gonna be able to see. Let me check the other side. I didn't hear anything over here. Oh, maybe it did rub a little bit. I think it did. Great. So, it's got some paint chippage here too. So I guess we're gonna have to roll these fenders Something I was hoping to not have to do, but I think I came up with a solution to our rubbing issue, and it's not what I wanted to do, but it's what I had to do. But it's a high risk, high reward. I guess it would be high reward scenario here. Let me show you guys what I did. So I took the wheel back off, and this is the problem area right here. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see this. So the fender comes down and it goes in about an inch. Well, the inside lip was hanging down and it chewed into my tire. So it literally cut into the tire right here. Not much we can do about it now other than try to fix the issue. So what I did was I rolled this lip up to see if we could maybe let it ride along this edge instead of biting into the tire. And you can see here, it didn't come down a whole lot, you know, it came down this much and really cut into it. So I grabbed a heat gun, a thermometer temperature gauge, and a dead blow. And yes, high risk, high reward. But I was able to roll this lip up just enough to get it to where it wasn't pointed down, and it's pointed up probably maybe at like a 36-degree angle right there. But I did a test drive and it worked. So I'm gonna hop on the other side because it is rubbing a little bit and show you guys this technique that I just did. This is that lip that is giving us an issue. So right now this one's coming about straight out at a 90-degree angle. Maybe a 92-degree angle. So I'm gonna heat this whole panel up. We're gonna get it nice and hot, but not boiling and melting the paint. Once I get it to where I want it for the temperature, then we're gonna start taking our maracas and working this ledge here, this inner edge here. Yeah, about 135, 140 degrees. Okay. So again, we're gonna work the whole edge, like in about this section, but really this is the problem area right here. Now I'm focusing my blows, you can kind of see, sorry, I have it on manual focus. You kind of see this straight line right here. I'm focusing the mallet on the very edge of this panel, of this lip. But you can watch it just slowly work itself in. And it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure. You don't have to be wailing on this thing. You probably don't really want to be wailing on this thing. But anyway, make a couple of passes, warm the panel back up, and repeat the process until you're happy with where that lip is. So really when you think about using this method, which was suggested to me by Angel Kurtz, the same guy I contacted about the C-notch in the rear, remember that guy? He told me to do this. If you think about it, you're moving the panel a little bit at a time. So you heat the paint up, you make it malleable, then you hit it with the hammer, the mallet, and you slowly work it. Now, if you're looking at like a fender roller, keep in mind, I have an 8-lug and then a 10-lug adapter. They don't have a fender roller tool for this setup. That's more for like 4 and 5-lug vehicles. You're slowly working that inner lip in. This is the same approach, but instead of using a constant smooth roll, you're using steady pressure with the mallet. So I'm not gonna be able to roll it all the way in like I could with a fender roller, but I'm able to clear it just enough to where this inner lip is facing up and it's not gonna chew into my tire like it did on the other side. I know this is really difficult to see, but this lip went straight out, so now it's kicked up. So the idea is when the tire, let's say this is the corner of your tire, is riding down the road, if it comes up and hits this fender, the inner portion of the fender, it'll just kiss it a little bit and won't dig into it. We'll throw this wheel back on, see how she does. All right. So there's a bump right up here where I heard that fender eat into the tire. My city's so nice, they say there's a bump here instead of actually fixing it. But here's the bump right here. No rubbish on either side. Yes! Dude, that is so awesome to not have any rubbish on either side. The thing is, when you're building these trucks and projects and whatever, these are the kind of issues that you run into where you just, that's where all your time goes. Well, I put some more miles on the dually and I found another spot where it was rubbing. So this is the passenger side rear. It was rubbing just a little bit on the inside of this lip. So I loosened up the bed, moved it over, and was able to get enough clearance to clear the tire. Now that all of the rubbing issues are addressed and the truck is riding really smooth, it's time for me to show you guys one last thing before I end this video. Check out the interior of this truck. I got all the door panels on, and now I'm finally starting to see what this interior is gonna look like. Still missing some small parts like the visors. Mine are in too rough a shape to put in. I got, to get a new latch for the center console. I gotta find a new window switch for the door panel, but this is looking really good. And it feels so nice driving this truck down the road with this super clean interior. We are officially entering the home stretch on this dually build, and I could not be more excited. I'm ready for this one to be done. As always, I appreciate you hanging around and watching this video, but that's gonna do it for me on this one. I'll see you guys in the next video.